All right. Talking timepieces with Tony. This is part 2 of my interview, and I wouldn't even call this an interview. This is a drink and a chat with Lincoln Parish. Lincoln, say hi.
How's it going?
All right.
Dude, thank you so much for having me, by the way. I just wanted to say that.
Dude.
Like, seriously, it's just such a cool how we connected, and
Yeah.
I feel like we're like lost brothers.
Yeah.
You
dude,
know what I mean?
know,
It's like we speak the same language.
Yeah,
we're like cut from the same cloth kind of thing.
And it's so weird because I look at it like, I get a lot of viewers that contact me and whatever, and I respond to everyone, as you guys know. I try to reply. I do reply to every comment and
yeah, you
whatever,
always replied.
Yeah.
And
it's like you just have to be cool with everybody, and it's not a chore for me to do. I enjoy it. I love interacting with you. I love everyone who likes and subscribes and everything like that. But when I met Lincoln, I knew he was in the music industry, but I never really bothered checking him out or who he was, and it doesn't even fucking matter because if being cool is cool regardless of who or what you do, you know what I mean? It really comes down to it. So I appreciate the fact that, for one, that you liked my song that I posted on Instagram after not singing for a year and a half or whatever it was, and the fact that you invited me into your recording studio and you're producing this fucking song that's like so fucking huge. It means a lot to me when I was so burned out and jaded with the music industry.
That's
you know what I mean?
easy to do.
And
I do it several times a year.
But the thing is you don't have something in common just with watches. You have something in common with a lifestyle and a living that is not only so very difficult to do. It's just
you can only understand it if you've done it.
Yeah.
And like that, not to like. It's not like, oh, you don't know. Like your view. It's not like that but it's just like it's something that you really have to live to like fully grasp the emotional, because everybody thinks it's like rock star party life.
Yeah.
It is.
There's part of that.
Yeah, but it's not all like glam. There's
not all red carpets and shit you see on the E channel.
Yeah, there's 90 minutes of glam a night, and that's the show, and then the rest of it is like sit around and hurry up and wait.
Exactly. Yeah. And then traveling takes its toll on you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and just like not being away from home. I remember. I think the longest I didn't come home was like 9 months.
That's yeah.
When I bought my first house,
the
first year that I owned it, I was only there 3 weeks out of the whole year.
Oh,
I wouldn't even like unpack my suitcase. I would just like leave it all in, wash it, and throw it back in the suitcases. I was like, what's the point of getting settled? You know what I mean?
Right.
It's pointless.
I know, man, and that's the thing. We both traveled extensively, and in my day it was a little bit different than your time. It's not too far. I mean, it's what it is.
You played the Weenie Roast and like K-Rock, and like
2008.
Yeah, and I think that we played it either that year or the year at. So we
were we were
shit.
pretty much on par with of course it's what it is, but only being when you're not only into watches, but when you're in that same industry, and really in the industry, you know what I mean. It's not like, oh, you guys play bars or clubs or anything. You do that too, but you still play stadiums and you still play theaters and you play arenas and you play festivals. And there's no disrespect to anyone who plays in a top 40 band or anything like that, but it's a different monster because it's the real machine that you're in. And only when you're in that industry, it's hard to understand or explain. And it's very difficult to explain how you get ripped off or whatever the thing happens. And when you can,
and people just don't get it if they don't know, if they've not lived that. So there's like, oh, well, like, I don't get why that's a big deal. And you're like, no, this is why it's a big deal.
Some people think that you're going to record a new album. Great. It's like, can I use your restroom? I'll come out. Look what came out of my ass, a new album.
Yeah.
That there's what goes into actually recording, the work, and then you go through all that blood, sweat, tears, the recording process in hours. We went in the studio on Thursday night. It's now Saturday, right?
Yeah.
And we didn't record anything, but I was basically
pre-production kind of
showing the song and whatever. And we were here till about 3 in the morning. And then last night again we started recording, right? Or did we start recording?
Yesterday. Like 3 in the afternoon. Then we went to like 9 last night.
Yeah, and so then we went out and whatever, and then we get up early, and then I've got to do full vocals tomorrow, and it's a long process just for one song. But let's go back to this AD Finks.
Yeah.
All right. Great. So we have our conversation. Everything's going. It's great. There's no high hopes or expectations for anyone. But when it was time for us to leave, we both walked out of that AD. And granted, I'm a pretty good judge of character. You are too. But in the sense when I sit there and go, is this AD kind of fucking with you or whatever?
Right.
walked out fully going, you know what, dude? I fully believe this. If this dude had the date in stock, he would have pulled it out and said, and he even said that. But I believe he really would have done it. I don't think he was trying to.
No, I don't think.
You know.
Yeah, I didn't get any like smoke and mirror vibes from them.
Yeah, so
they were great, and like shout out to Finks. And
yeah, Finks.
They're in like Chattanooga, I think South Carolina, Virginia. Okay, they're kind of they've got. I don't know how many locations, but they got a few. So.
Oh, they do? Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, if any of you guys are out there and are around a Finks, I would highly suggest going to a Finks.
And this particular Finks was in where? What was
the... Franklin, Tennessee.
Franklin.
Yeah,
it's right
which is like south of Nashville.
The Shake Shack. It was right next to the Shake Shack.
Yeah, we happened to just pull in there, and then I was like, oh, the AD is literally next door.
Yeah.
So that was cool. We were like, perfect.
Yeah, it was awesome.
We needed some food, and we were like, let's go.
It was a beautiful thing, man, you know, and so I was, I go in there not apprehensive or, skeptical or whatever, but, you know, there was a difference between...
Well, you have some bad experiences, and it's like going on bad dates.
Yeah.
You know, you're like, oh, that was bad, so then you're scarred a little bit going into it.
One thing I liked about going into King's was... When we were talking to the sales,
Derek,
he was so awesome. I mean, I love that dude. Derek, man, I don't have your last name, but dude, again, awesome and just amazing. But I walked in.
So many great watch brands in this store.
There's so many brands, man, and it's just insane. And just talking to him, he didn't try to do anything to didn't judge us. You know, like we're just what we
covered
are,
up,
and took the time. You know what I mean? It was just a great experience. So having said that, I just have to thank Kings again. What was that other sales rep said something?
Denise.
Was that her name?
Yeah.
When I was talking about watches, and she said,
yeah, she's like, oh, he knows his shit.
Yeah,
she was cool. Like, he knows what's up.
Yeah, it was cool, and there was no pressure. There was that, hey, dude, you guys take your time, do whatever.
I mean, he pulled out like an AP for me.
Yeah, how much was that?
67 grand.
Yeah.
I was like, man, but like,
hands it to you like it's a fucking $200
like a fossil. Yeah, he's like, here you go. Here's the roll.
And then of course we looked at JLC and we looked at various other brands and he goes, we have Breguet also, and I went,
and he had Alonga and Son.
But the Breguet, dude, that was like...
I mean, all of it was just...
When he pulled out the Breguet and goes, and he's like handing it to me, I'm like going, oh, Abraham Le Breguet. He's like, dude, I'm so like, I love him. He created the tourbillon. Do you know what a tourbillon is, Lincoln?
Yeah.
So,
yes.
So having said that, I bought a new watch.
Show them what you got.
Let's do
you
it.
gonna do that?
Yeah, fuck it, why not? So, first and foremost, you got the typical sales receipt. You got King's Jeweler. Like, man, they're not paying me to say this.
No, they're like one of the main jewelers here in town. Like, they sponsor like the Predators, the NHL hockey team.
Oh, okay.
They're like sponsor for a lot of the sports and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, all right, cool. And there's a lot of celebrities that go in there too, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think Derek was saying like Garth Brooks is one of his clients, and he's like, oh yeah, I just like if he'll text me and say, hey, I need this, and this, and he's like, I'll just drop it off at his house.
And
But that's like the Nashville way. It's like everybody like, and you know what I mean? It's like everybody's doing cool shit, you know.
And and the thing is, he didn't know who you were or whatever, and he didn't treat you any differently.
We didn't even bring it up or talk about it.
You know what I mean? So that's what makes him cool. So what I got is I bought a Zodiac. All right. I'm not going to go through all the papers and stuff like that, but because I just want to show you the watch, because I'll do a separate video on this watch when I get back to town. And I had been looking at this watch literally last week, and I went to Zodiac.com, and I was like, oh my God, I got to get one of those, man. And while I'm leaving town, I just bought the OP green. I'm like, I don't know. And then when I saw it at King's, I wouldn't have bought this watch. Keep in mind, my back failed me when I left LA, and for some, I don't know, God's on my side, and literally helped me where I can walk and do things. And and I had no plans on buying a watch, but because of Derek, he, like, I was like, dude, you know, I just can't tell you how impressed I was with him. You know what I mean? And I really think this is a fun watch. It's not a serious watch. And any of those who know the history of Zodiac, you know, they're going back to dive watches. We have a 200-meter diver, all ceramic, stainless steel back. We have a rubber strap. I'm going to say FKM rubber, and it's got, what's that pattern on it? It's kind of like a...
It's like little, it's almost like triangle squared.
Yeah,
like
it's beautiful. I mean, and when I saw this, I was like, okay, there was the orange one and the green one, this one. I'm like, which one? Lincoln made the perfect example and said, well, don't you have an orange strap for your Zenith? I'm like, well, yes, I do. I think I have too.
Yeah, and I was like, this man, I was like, you can wear, that's a summer watch. It's like, take it to the beach, you know?
Dude, but I can wear this anywhere, anytime.
Anytime.
You know what I mean? It's like...
And nobody's going to know, like, what it is unless you know.
Yeah, exactly. It's fun. It's got color. I'm not familiar. I'm not 100% certain if this is a Sellita movement. I haven't really looked into the movements on these. I can tell you that it winds...
Yeah, I thought he said it wasn't.
I don't know. I asked him, and I go, is this a Sellita movement?
Yeah.
But I'll find out. But I wound it, and it winds like very similar to a Sellita. Good thing is you can't hear the rotor, which some watches, it's like you hear the rotor, it's like, bzzz, you know what I mean? Yeah, doing, 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 doing. You know, it's like, Jack in the Box pops out. But yeah, I mean, it's nice, isn't it? It looks fucking cool. It's got,
great.
Of course, sapphire crystal, 200 meters water resistance, rubber strap. This is a fun watch. This is a watch that is so undervalued. It's the underappreciated for the value for money with the history and heritage of Zodiac. I think this watch could go for $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, considering it being all ceramic as well, and not even blink. You know what I mean? Now, if it's a Sellita movement, like an SW300, it's no date, so it'd be an SW200-1 probably. But the thing is that
that would make you blink.
It would make you kind of go, all right, it's not worth that much. But if it was, say, an in-house movement, you can get up there in the price. I think this watch is gorgeous. I mean, I literally just tried it on earlier for a minute, and I wanted to unbox it for you guys. So I'm going to do a full review on this watch very soon when I get back to LA. And so right now we're going to go out to steak dinner. We've had a lot of fun, haven't we?
Dude, we had a great time. It's been so much fun.
There was no... Well, getting off the airplane and that was...
Well,
Nashville
airport's
sucks.
always a pain in the ass, man. We're expanding so much here that, like...
Yeah.
Nashville's just getting insane with, like, everything.
Yeah.
It was... I mean, I've gotten in and out of LAX easier.
Yeah,
you know
it's
what
crazy,
I mean? Like, I think I circled for, like, an hour.
Yeah.
You know, just kind of making the loop. Like, I mean, you got delayed a little bit, but, like, not, like...
About an hour.
Yeah, but, like, even, like... That one time when you were trying to find the departure or like the exit, you know what I mean? And
there's
like,
3 levels.
Yeah, and so and they don't really like the signs in the airport. They don't have any, so like you don't really know where you're going.
No, it was it's one of those things. But either way, I made it. The hotel's cool. It's right down the street from his house, so it's easy. We've had a lot of fun. We're gonna finish doing vocals tomorrow.
Yeah, guitar
and
vocals.
then we'll have a song. And I look forward to you guys wanting to hear it, and if you want to hear it, it'll get released worldwide and all that shit too. So, but I think, you know, it's one of those songs that I think, you know, again, how the cards lie, but is a hit single potential, I think. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's definitely. I mean, I just like the message of it too. Like,
yeah.
Just the, you know, it really. I think that's what connected with me was like the lyric and you know, like the message you were conveying. Like, you know, it's like
it's.
You know.
So we'll do that, and I'll have that song. Of course, I'll let you guys know when it's all available and all that stuff. This is a special edition episode, part 1 and part 2. So I hope you guys dig it, because it can't always. I mean, it can always be about watches, but it's really good to connect with really cool people, and this is what makes the world go around, man. It's just it's so.
It's not having an ego. It's just like, hey, man, like, why wouldn't we meet up? You know,
right?
I mean? Like, Well, like, unless you just didn't really want to do it. You know what I mean? Yeah. But, like, what would be, like, keeping us from doing it? You know what I mean? And it's like, now I feel like I got a friend for life.
Yeah, dude.
You know it's like, I mean, every time I come out to L.A. now,
it's
you're
super
going to be, like,
easy,
first call. You know?
There was none of that, are you Lincoln from that band? Oh, my God. Do you remember that song you did? I ain't no rest for the wicked. Money doesn't grow on trees, you know?
It doesn't.
But we got bills to pay, and we got mouths to feed.
Watches to buy.
And ain't nothing in this world for free.
Yeah.
But we can hold
watches
back.
Definitely aren't for free.
No, exactly. Not the watches we buy.
No.
You know. But anyway, all right, you guys. Lincoln, thank you so much, dude.
Dude, thank you for having me. And it's literally a pleasure. I mean, I'm geeking out that I'm on your channel.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
oh,
like,
dude,
I think it's
crazy.
I'm
geeking out that I'm in your studio. But
no, man, it's mutual.
Thanks, sure. Bro. All right, cool, you guys. I love all of you, and you know, we'll see you when I get back to LA, and then we'll take it from there. All right, peace. I appreciate you guys. Love you.
Thank you.